Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you joining us tonight. Just a couple of housekeeping things before we get started. Um, First, a big thanks to our members. We appreciate them becoming members of the channel. That's Nicole Miles, Kenny Snow, and Joey Thibodeau. Thanks, guys, for purchasing a membership to Arm Sport Videos. We really appreciate the support. Memberships are, I believe, $4.99 a month, and it really does help the channel a lot and helps us get out and cover as many events as we possibly can. Also, while you're watching the video, don't forget to subscribe. I appreciate if you subscribe to my channel and like and share the video. If you're liking and sharing the content, we appreciate that as well. Also, beginning tomorrow on the channel, I'm all completely caught up with the Canadian 2022 Canadian Nationals is completely finished and posted. And starting tomorrow, it's main event number 3 matches start airing tomorrow at noontime Atlantic. And there'll be 2 clips per day until we get all those matches done. And I think we start off tomorrow with some left-handed matches. Glenn Moore from Brookfield, Nova Scotia, facing off against Stephen McGagan from Belfast, Prince Edward Island. And then our second featured match tomorrow is going to be Sarah Robar versus Nicole Miles, left-handed. And that all took place down at the boardwalk in Halifax waterfront. And I was not there, but it did get filmed for me. It looked like came out pretty good. So happy about that. Okay. Now, as you can see, sitting beside me, waiting nice and patiently and quietly, we have longtime arm wrestler and the founder of the BattleZone, Perry Bruhm. Perry, how you doing?
Not too bad, Scott.
Good. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you coming by and doing the show for us.
Yeah, always great to hang out with you for a while.
There you go. Well, an hour. We're not going to do it for a while. Just an hour. That's all we can take of each other. Okay, so tell me about the beginnings of BattleZone. What made you start up the BattleZone project?
Okay, it was 2014.
14. Okay.
I was come down to the Canadian Championships in Prince Edward Island. I was inducted into the Canadian Arm Wrestling Federation Hall of Fame. And I don't know, that got me a little sentimental and stuff, I guess. I don't know. I got back after the tournament and emotions were high, and I thought, I've been in the sport 30 some years. I said, and I took a lot out of the sport, and I said it's time for me to give back.
Okay.
Right? And it sort of went from there. I got on the phone right away. I called Charlie McGagan. I called, I can't remember who I called. I said, hey man, you interested in coming out to Alberta for some matches? I was living in Alberta at the time.
Just hold that mic up a little bit more.
I said, yeah, it's everybody was gung ho, right?
For sure.
And that's, and not thinking that it would ever happen. And then as it turns out, it never did really happen that way. I started out mainly, it was going to be professional.
Okay.
And just professional classes, and then people giving me information and their input along the way. So we added amateurs to it, and then we added youth to it, and then we added masters.
Oh, geez, yeah.
And when I started out, there's a lot of clubs training in Alberta, but there's like one tournament a year.
I was going to say, because Alberta over the years has produced a great number of really good arm wrestlers. But back then, if I remember correctly, there wasn't a whole lot of tournaments going on in Alberta itself, was there?
No, not a whole lot. And these guys are all training. I'm thinking, well, what are you training
for,
right?
Exactly.
And there's no, I don't know, there was good arm wrestlers there, right? So when I started up, it was solely for Albertans.
Yep. Okay.
I said, I'll give you guys 1 year to get in shape. I said, and then I'm opening it up. And 1 year later, I opened it up, or actually I invited my first person from out of province for our first women's super match. Was Angie Rose and Laura Park.
Okay.
One piece of history I did forget to mention. Our first BattleZone, where everybody got the belts, we had a guest referee from Ontario.
Okay. Who was that?
Crazy George.
No way.
Yes, sir.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the matter? You couldn't find a real referee? Sorry, George. I love you, buddy. I love you,
No,
buddy.
I think George and Deb Fiddler, they did a great job that day, I thought, and nobody get hurt, and everybody was happy. There was 19 people,
In your first tournament.
19 people, so 30 some entries.
If I was going to say, if everybody pulled 2 classes, that's
And
a 38 at the
I
most, right?
gave out 8 championship belts.
You didn't even cover the cost of the championship belts then, did you?
No,
Like, that's insane. That's
no.
crazy.
But it was all fun, right?
Yeah.
And then BattleZone 2 was Len Houghton showed up. Vitaly Tetrenko, but
So he's from Alberta?
Yeah.
I don't think I don't recall that name myself, but
big cat.
okay.
Big cat, super nice guy, very powerful. He won the belts both arms.
Okay.
And the last Mike Gould Classic was coming up.
Yeah.
Right after. Like I said, whoever wins the belts, whoever gets second place gets a rematch. So this was the rematch, second, right?
Yeah.
So Thursday night before the event, Vitaly messages me, says, I'm not going to make it. He said, I said, well, why not? He said, well, I'm going to the Mike Gould Classic and I don't want to get all tore up. So I said, all right, man. I said, you're going to have to send your belts back, right? I said, I got a guy drove all the way from Grand Prairie sitting down here right now to pull for those belts. I said,
well, yeah.
So that's how Mark initially became the BattleZone champion. Mark Gay, that is.
Okay.
So
Mark Gay was the challenger for this event?
Yeah. So by default, he won the belts. And we had, at this time, there was no amateur. It was only
just pros. Okay.
8 divisions.
Yeah.
4 right and 4 left. And Len Houghton was there. Matt Mask was there. We had 18 competitors in the super heavyweight class.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a stack class. You don't get those kind of numbers at a local event, really?
No, that was I didn't.
Oh,
well, from going from 19 competitors to having the
18 in one class. Yeah, that's
right. So that was a big bonus. And then we went on. Oh, where did we go? Jasper. We've been all over Alberta.
Okay.
Grand Cache, Alberta. I still want to go to Fort McMurray and put a tournament on there, Steve. And,
who's out in Fort Mac?
Steve Copey and Ryan McKinnon. Those guys were at that time. I don't know how active they are now.
Okay.
But I'm probably not gonna say his name right. Paquin guy out there. Owen Weaver, I believe, is out there now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
They've got a few guys around. The thing about Fort McMurray is everybody's drifting in and out for work.
I was going to say, yeah,
And
it's
the people that are in there on camp jobs are stuck in camp, right? They can't get out because transportation.
yeah, for sure. So if you remember back to the beginning, what was your goal when you were first starting out with BattleZone? What was your goal? What did you hope to accomplish?
I wanted to create a league that had teams that fight against each other like they are in a tournament setting.
Okay.
And establish like where it is, establish a proper form on which you have a champion and who fights that champion.
Okay.
And then people qualify to fight that champion.
And how they qualify, how they rise through the ranks to be qualified to challenge for that belt.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we started Super Showdowns to enhance that, because on tournament day, you put 8 super matches on, you're 3 hours, you're adding on to your tournament, right?
Yeah.
So I found it worked better to do it the night before, do the super matches, and then you can start right off at the tournament with the kids and stuff, and get things rolling and get through the day fairly quick.
So you run your first couple of events. you're pleased with how the turnout, and you continue to grow. Is that?
Yeah, yeah. People started coming and I started really attacking the old guys that were sitting around thinking they were retired, and trying to drag them out of the woodwork, and a lot of them did come
I was going to say, did it work?
yeah, yeah. Thing I might I remember Jason T-Box saying, man, because we went to Jasper and I ran into an old buddy of mine, ours, and I didn't have a clue who he was.
Cool.
I knew the voice and I knew this, and he said, I had to come up here to see who's running this damn thing.
Oh.
It was Vince McKinley. I had to go out because he bought a membership right off the bat. He didn't even pull in the tournament. He bought a membership, and I had to go over and look at the membership paper, see who the hell it was.
Oh, really?
And I don't know if Vince knew that or not, but anyway, I would never told him probably. But,
Well, if he's about to find out, I tell you what, though, the first time I saw Vinny after he left the Maritimes and moved out to Alberta, I didn't recognize him either.
no,
Not at all. And I know we all age and we all look different than we did, but it was shocking to me when he left. I mean, he had all that long hair, dark hair, and
yeah,
not anymore. You don't,
no,
right? But it was because back in the day, back here, I mean, just Vince was a world champion. We didn't have any world champions coming out of Atlantic Canada.
no, he was one of the very few.
I think he was the very first one that I'm aware of.
Did he live in Atlantic Canada?
I don't know if he
think-
lived there
I think
then.
he was living out west.
Yeah, I believe so. And then he's coming and pulling in local tournaments down here, and I'm finding out this guy's a world champion. I'm going like, really? You don't look like much, but
yeah, no, he's super strong guy.
super strong, super fast,
Yeah,
and
lots of knowledge,
yeah,
and spent a lot of time on the arm wrestling table.
just a ton.
And he like arm wrestled with great guys too, like Dion Langell and Aaron Langell.
That whole family out there is legendary, aren't they? For the training and some of the people that have come through with training with the Langells.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Like I've been away to the Arnolds and stuff with Aaron. I never met Dion. He's before my time, but
Dion is one of the guys that Devin Larrett credits with really getting him going.
yeah, I hear that.
Yeah. I've heard that from Devin. He's, when he
Yeah.
talks about his origins in arm wrestling,
Yeah,
gives
and I see he gives Troy Eaton.
he gives Troy a
lots
ton of credit,
so that's
and
great. Troy, super great guy.
super great. And you know what? Super knowledgeable on the table. And we have a guy down here, Mark McPhail, who could really benefit from some of Troy's coaching, because Troy, like Mark, doesn't have a real big hand, but learned how to use the tools he had. Not to say that Mark needs to learn how to use the tools he has, but you know what? A few pointers along the way may make a difference. But
Oh yeah, definitely pick everybody's brain.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, and look, Troy just came back to the Canadian Nationals this year, first time in 11 years. And so he wins the Masters class and pulls off a second in the senior class. So he had a great weekend and pulled truly amazing. But anyway, so back to BattleZone.
Yeah.
Janice accused me of just rambling on at times. So
Yeah, see, we both take this thing wherever it goes.
yeah, that's right. Shit happens, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you were happy with the progress so far that the BattleZone was making?
Yeah. So yeah, BattleZone 4. Or sorry, BattleZone. No, it was BattleZone 4, I think, was in Jasper where I met Vince.
Okay.
And next year things didn't work out with the venue and stuff. And so I said, well, we'll go someplace else. Said to Vince, or me and Vince got talking something and said about doing one in Hinton. And I don't know, 3 or 4 people from Hinton ended up showing up at the tournament. So I made a face group page, Hinton Arm Wrestling Club or something.
Okay,
or
yeah.
made a post or something like that. And Jason T-Box said, hey, you throw 3 people together and call it a club. Well, look at them now. Right? Like there's a ton of them there, Vince and Adam and that up there doing a great job up in Hinton, keeping the
And where's
boys.
where's Hinton at in Alberta?
Just before you get to Jasper,
Okay.
to Yellowhead.
Yeah. Okay.
About great place for a tournament. 4 hours away from everybody.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we get guys from Prince George, Kelowna. Guys would drive from Kootenays, the Kootenay Kings. They drive 12 hours, 10, 12 hours to come out of that tournament every year. Lethbridge, Landhout and the boys all used to come up to the tournament. That's another 10-hour drive, right? And vice versa. These guys will come back down. Like, these guys don't care. They're in it to win it, right? These guys live, eat, sleep, breathe, arm wrestling. There's a tournament.
They're going to get there.
And they don't care what it is. They're coming away with what they came to get.
Yeah.
Right? And if they don't, they'll laugh about it and they'll see you the next one. Right.
Well, and that's what I personally have found a little bit different now is it seems that, and I can only speak of locally here, the guys don't seem to want to drive like they used to.
I know.
You know what I mean?
used to drive 3 hours for practice.
Well, Joyce and Al King would drive from Fredericton, New Brunswick, bring Joyce down to Halifax, 4.5 hours away from their home, and then go back home the same night. That's dedication. That doesn't happen anymore.
And if you ask yourself, why did he do that? Why did he do that? There's only one answer you can come up with. Because he wanted her to be the best.
Absolutely.
And guess what?
She was the best.
She's the best.
And
why is that? Because she came out and she put herself in front of everybody that she couldn't beat, and she wanted to beat, and she wanted to be the best. And by the Jesus, she is the best. God bless you, Joyce. Way to go. Al, number one guy.
This promotion brought to you by Joyce King Arm Wrestling.
Nothing but respect for the Kings. I traveled away to a lot of tournaments with them, road trips, always fun.
Always a great time. I've always been a huge Joyce and Al King fan, and it's hard to separate the two. I understand that Joyce did all the work on the table, but Al carted his family all around the bloody world for arm wrestling. He really did.
Yeah.
So
Nova Scotia inducted him into the Hall of Fame. And they said it's the best thing I ever seen in my whole arm wrestling career.
Well, and I know we're going to get off topic a little bit, but no. So just in that. So Joyce King has been inducted into the Nova Scotia Arm Wrestling Hall of Fame. And I've heard from a couple of people though, but I thought isn't this a Nova Scotia thing? So no, my answer is, are they not part of the Nova Scotia arm wrestling family? Because she's in, Silvio Bork was put in, Charlie McGagan has been put in.
Check the results back in the day. See how many tournaments she missed.
Yeah,
she made more tournaments than any Nova Scotian woman, I bet you anybody.
Yeah, look, I just thought they were part of the Nova Scotia arm wrestling family, and they were part of what made Nova Scotia arm wrestling what it is.
Yeah.
So for that reason alone, being the one that founded and started the Nova Scotia Arm Wrestling Hall of Fame, I did not want to limit it to you have to be born in Nova Scotia to be.
Yeah.
Like why? That's what it was for. Anyway.
100%.
Yeah. So it's interesting that did you know Vince McKinley when he was down here in Pulling?
Yeah.
In the late 80s?
Yeah.
You did know him back then?
Yeah.
When did you start arm wrestling? I don't remember.
88.
88. Okay. So I had already had like 3 years in by the time.
You were just backing her in, I think.
Not till 89.
Yeah.
89.
I started in like October 88.
88. And I was around till the next summer. And then Janice was off having a baby and everything wasn't going as well as it should have been. So that was more important.
Yeah,
that's right. So I took the next few years off, I think. And then I was at the 94 nationals that Rick held in Halifax here. And then from then on, I was pretty well back in.
Yeah.
Well, until I had some heart issues and that sidelined me for a little bit, but we're all good. Okay. So Vince becomes a member of the BattleZone. You offering a membership back then, were you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still a membership. The only thing that's different now is it's a lifetime membership.
Okay, so it's a
Right.
one-time fee and that's it. You're a member
Yeah,
for BattleZone.
and it's like $100 and I've only been, if you pull the Super Showdowns
Yeah.
or if you fight for a title match is the only way you can get a membership anymore, because the shirts are your membership, the orange shirts,
Okay.
and the competition shirt is your membership, and that's the only, right? Because I wanted them to be special, that people would keep their jersey and whatever, not give them, so they weren't all over the place. It was
Yeah.
a specialty item, so
For
if you
sure.
fought, you got a shirt. So there, people were giving them away and want new shirts. So I said, well, okay, we'll just make the shirt your membership card. So you give your shirt away,
You
get
got to buy a new one.
You get a title shot, you got to buy another membership, right? Simple as that.
Well, but it's like if they know the rules going in, then there really can't be that much bitching about it.
No,
Really, there
no,
can't be. That's the
no.
rules going in.
Yeah,
I hear,
and it's, I mean, it's really, it's money. You get your shirt, right?
Yeah.
$50 shirt, and you get, it must be worth $50 to promote yourself. You know what I mean?
I would
You
hope.
get- you come out and videotape our event,
Yeah,
and there, people that pay their membership are all over this thing, right?
for sure.
And once it's paid, then your next fight, whether you're the defending champ or you got another title shot or whatever, or even a ranking match, then
Okay, so you host a bunch through Alberta, and then you move back to the Maritimes. So I knew that you held. I actually attended. You held one in Moncton.
Moncton, yeah,
Was that the first one you held down here?
that was the first one. Yeah.
Okay, and if I remember correctly, we don't have footage of that.
Super-
I wasn't there to film it.
The Super Showdown.
Yeah,
no.
we don't have.
We did live video, and
I bet you we forgot to hit that little record button. Is
no, we had.
Hold
it-
on,
it
speaking
was
of which, are
on-
you
it
recording
was
this
on
for
us.
us? Like we're supposed
I had people tell me. I think it was. PAF championships are going on at the same time. Mark Gay was telling me he was flipping back and forth, saying we had just as many people watching that as was watching.
It was
PAF.
PAF.
Is it PAF?
I know, or PAL was Igor.
Yeah, no, PAF.
PAF was Anthony Laterio, I think his
Yeah.
name, the Southern US, I think.
Yeah,
Is that, am I
yeah,
right?
that's
Okay,
correct.
okay. And he was having matches on the same
Yeah,
night
I
as
think
you?
it was his finals or whatever.
Okay,
But yeah, like everybody, the place was packed. And we were selling tickets. We had sold out, right? And you.
I was there. It was a
yeah.
great night.
We had world champions Royce King and Silvio Bork in the house from New Brunswick.
Yeah.
And the whole Moncton team was there, and all their family and friends supporting them. We had Matt Smith pulling Regina Land, and
We had,
Brandon Mulvihill pulling
who did BLM pull?
Jason Levine.
Oh, right.
I don't know if anybody knew who Jason Levine was before that point. Like,
But they
across
sure
Canada.
found out in a hurry.
Yeah, they sure did. Since that, he went on to win Canadian championships. And
Yeah. I had, I remember Sean Ross was pulling,
Christian Gilbert.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was an upset.
That was a way more entertaining match than I personally thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
Because Bull really put the brakes on Sean.
yeah,
That just kind of shocked me.
yeah. Well, everybody's prediction was going the other way, thinking Shaw was going to win this, and
Mine did. Mine went the other way, and I thought it was going to be. I don't remember what it was. The best 3 out of 5. I thought it would be 3-0 for Rossi.
Yeah. And the reason that match came together, all my Super Showdown guys usually come out of my tournaments.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And I haven't put any tournaments on there.
Right.
So Brandon and Matt have both pulled for me before in BattleZone events. And so they were there. So nobody seemed interested in Nova Scotia, so I go up there. Well, we packed the place on Friday night. The tournament was a flop.
I was going to say that. No offense, Perry, but that tournament sucked the next
Yeah.
day. It just nobody showed. It's just one of those, and you don't know who's going to show, who's not going to show, but
No.
it was for me, and I wasn't filming or anything. I went to see the show Friday night, stayed overnight. So I found it was a very long day. Might have had something to do with the hangover,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
it was a
very well
long,
be.
long day.
Yeah.
But the
We-
tournament went off pretty good. Just it was very small numbers.
Yeah,
right?
well, there was no lightweight classes. Only a couple guys in the middleweight. We had to bump the lightweight guys, Matt and Reg up to the, or actually Reg didn't pull. And yeah, so there was pretty much heavy and super. And that wasn't bad. There's quite a few guys.
Okay.
And those Charlie McGagan, those guys are over from PEI.
Well, it's a pretty easy
Yeah.
drive for them to come from PEI across the bridge into Moncton. Is not too long of a drive for them.
And Logan Leclerc was pulling in a match with Steve Letang as well.
Okay, cool. So then we get hit by I mean, I know I'm fast forwarding quite a bit, and then we get hit by COVID. Everything is shut down, and we had this one little glimmer of normal life. Was you guys hosted a BattleZone event down in Berwick, and for the first time in I don't remember how long it was. We got locked down the 1st of March, let's say, and you held this in the fall. We're outdoors in a park in Berwick. Do you remember? You remember this?
Yeah,
But
I'm just trying. I did two.
I know you
The
did one in
7-0.
Kentville, right? Which was later. The Berwick one was first
Okay.
that we filmed. Well, I filmed outdoors.
Was that the 701 series?
Okay, yeah. Is that what
Yeah.
it's called?
Yeah,
Okay, guys, I don't.
got you. Yeah.
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 It's just that I was there. So why is that the 701 series? What is that?
It was just cash prizes and pre-registration, and
Okay,
we were only allowed. I think we were only allowed to have 20 people.
but
And we didn't know whether we were going to be outside or inside or whatever. What I mean.
Oh, okay. So luckily we were outdoors, but under that roof of whatever you want to call that structure
Yeah.
that was there. So I thought it was great. It just didn't care because I hate committing to anything where I have to film outdoors,
I know.
but that worked out great. So you have that one. Had a couple guys from Newfoundland come over and pull. You had Mazel Jador pulled in a match with Phil Cardy.
Yeah, that was
For
that
a
was
belt.
great, yeah.
right?
They brought a bunch of
Hey, Phil, how are you, buddy?
a bunch of guys. A bunch of guys from Newfoundland.
Yeah, Mazel, Brad Miller came over. I think that's where I met
Rick
Lucas. Rick
was
Edmonds
there,
yeah.
What's his name? The EA match there.
EA match, Matchin. Oh,
Matcham. Alex Matcham.
right.
Yeah, and there was a bunch of them, a couple carloads of them anyway.
So, yeah,
so,
look, and that
yeah.
ended up being a pretty good event.
Yeah, it was first blood for them, most of them, right?
Well, and that was the first time we had, like I said, we had any sense of a normal life after COVID had locked us down. And I remember the whole day just looking around going, are we going to get shut down here? They're going to see this big group of people.
Yeah.
Are they going to come and are we all going to get busted and arrested?
Yeah.
But we had a good day.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good day. And then we fast forwarded from there. You had another one again down the Annapolis Valley, down in Kentville, Nova Scotia. I'm trying to. One of the big matchups at the time happened to be again Phil Cardy and John Thompson, Uncle John. It wasn't a sanctioned belt match or anything. They met up in the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was a highly anticipated by me anyway. I don't know if anybody else cared. I was looking forward to that match during the tournament.
Yeah.
Right. So ended up being not a bad little tournament.
No, it was great.
Yeah.
Guys come down from New Brunswick and Nova Scotia and
Did we have anybody come? Did anybody from the island crew come
No.
over?
I don't think on that one.
No, I think you're right.
But yeah, we had a blast. There was the big match that day for me too. The next one would have been Trevor and Brad Melanson. Trevor Bird.
Oh, Trevor Adams.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
Trevor
I'm just drawing a
Yeah,
blank. You're
yeah.
saying Trevor.
Yeah, because that was
Yeah.
a brutal match, and they were back and forth. And
Yeah.
I think it went 5 rounds, but
I'd have to go. I'd have to go back and
Yeah.
check and do my homework a bit. And that's what we were talking off camera a little earlier, and I'm saying you don't have to have the biggest names, as long as the two guys are fairly evenly matched.
Yeah. It's all about picking.
We used to have matches when we were putting on the Monday Night Wars and whatever. Christopher Scott, a very young Christopher Scott, used to pull Tim Wrigley's son Terrence, and they would bring the host down.
Yeah.
That's like, and that would be our starting match, and we're going like, I think we made a mistake. That should have been the main event.
Yeah, they'd be pretty comparable to both tall, lanky.
They were.
Kids, right?
You know what? And people are going like, I never heard of these guys. Nope, but these are like young kids up and coming, and now neither one of them arm wrestle at all anymore.
Yeah.
But they would put on a great show. So Kentful again was a pretty good show. There was again almost a sense of a normal life, except for the you were talking about Bird. So during his match, so the person that runs the church happens to walk into the hall that we're in while Bird is kicking a chair because the call went against him, and he swears and screams, and this person is standing the whole day. We're all well behaved, right? Except for this 1 30-second clip. And oh shit, right? It was, I mean, it was funny. It was funny.
I wasn't even aware that she was there until after.
I wasn't aware that she was there, and we're laughing because Bird's all upset, and I think he was 16 shades of purple or something. Yeah. And then we find out after the match is all over, oh yeah, the caretaker or the manager or somebody, just I forget what Nicole had said, it was a he or she. It was a she. Okay. And I'm just going, oh shit, of all the time for her to walk in, now is not a good time. But while we're talking here, folks, if you have any questions, just type away, and the producer will let us know that we have a question. And again, we appreciate you tuning in. Feel free to give us a like on the thumbs up. And if you want to share the video, that's great too. Okay, so we've just killed a half hour on the history of BattleZone a little bit. So now let's get to.
Did I mention I babble?
Did you mention you babble? Well, between the two of us, we're just going to talk about foolishness and nothing for however long we are here. Right. So I think, Janice, you can put up the first BattleZone poster. So she's putting up a poster that's what's going to happen Friday night, the Super Showdowns. That's
Super Showdowns.
I keep calling them Superstar Showdowns. I don't know why.
That started after. That was the WAL thing.
Oh no, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, we don't mention WAL around here, so I'm just teasing. I'm good. But okay, so Super Showdowns. So tell us what you got planned for the Friday night, August 26th. Mark it on your calendars.
So remember at the first when you asked me about the start of BattleZone and that.
Yep.
Told you that I called Charlie McGaggan and all these people and said that never happened.
Yeah.
Right. Never got to fly anybody anywhere. Well, that's changed.
Aha.
Things are changing.
Okay.
So what is this? 2014, 8 years later?
Yeah. Hey, some things take time.
8 years later, we're getting it done, Charlie.
Yeah, we're finally.
Yeah, so our champion.
Okay, let's go in.
Let's start.
Yeah, let's go in order first.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got a card with 4 matches for the Friday night.
Yeah,
that's right. Okay, who's your first matchup going to be?
First match is an exhibition match. No weight restriction. It's between the St. John's Arm Wrestling Club's Big Bad Brad Miller.
Okay.
I had to watch that because last time I called him Brad Wade.
Oh no,
yeah,
totally different guy.
Yeah, bad Brad
Wade.
A
stud in his own right. Brad Wade is
for sure
is a beast at the table. But okay, so you got
Brad
Miller.
Yeah, he should have happened. He should have been happy to for me to make that mistake.
Absolutely. And who's Brad pulling?
Brad is pulling the Hitman's Philip LePage.
Okay, interesting matchup.
Yeah, I was talking to Rick Edmonds, and from talking to Rick in Newfoundland, he thinks that Brad's ready for this fight, and Brad thinks he's ready for this fight, and Phil knows he's ready for this fight.
Nice,
and,
yeah.
And everybody's pumped and ready to go. Yeah, let the cards fall where they may. Now, these guys, Phil pulled in Moncton.
Phil LePage pulled in Moncton.
Phil pulled in Moncton at our tournament there, or sorry, in the Super Showdown against Wade Graves.
You know what? I don't remember that. Not that I'm
he-
questioning it. I don't remember that at all, but okay.
He won the matchup with him and Wade Graves, so he's undefeated in Super Showdown style
Okay.
competition.
So if he wins this match, what does that do for him?
Keeps him undefeated.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
A duh.
Yeah, and then we'll go from there.
I'm about to swear at him. But does
Um,
it move him up a closer notch to getting a shot for a contender match or a belt match or anything? I don't know how.
Well, this will ensure that he has to pull pro from now on.
Oh, okay.
and not hide out in the masters classes,
Uh-huh.
the amateurs classes. But yeah, so this is actually a sort of a step up match.
Okay.
Like Brad's able to pull amateur class 2 now if he wants to. If he wins,
Right now he is.
yeah.
If he
If
wins,
he wins this match, then he'll have to pull pro.
okay.
And then he'll be able to contend for a belt.
Okay.
Right. Like if he qualifies, right?
Right.
The qualification is pretty simple. You come to a tournament, you win the tournament, you become the number 1 contender. The next event, I'll set you up with a match with the champ. Right. If not, eventually we'll get you there.
Okay, but
Right?
let's say Brad wins.
Yep.
And so then he enters the tournament, he finishes first. He can't make it. I finished second in the tournament. So he can't make it to a championship match whenever you select a date. So do I get the nod next?
No, here's the way it goes.
I'm screwed again.
Yeah, here's the way it goes. So the rankings 1 to 20, whatever,
Yep.
say, right? Okay, you come in, you win the tournament, you become number 1 contender.
Right.
All right. So you go in the number 1 contender spot behind the champion.
Right.
Okay, everybody else drops down a spot.
Drops down 1 spot. So if I finish second in the tournament,
Then
that
if you
does not-
finish second in the tournament,
Yeah.
and you've not been to a battle zone, bottom of the list.
oh, okay. And then got to work my way up.
Bottom of the list,
Okay. I get
And
you.
but if you're in there, right, you're still in your spot. where
Yes.
you were, right.
Yeah.
So the list every tournament's constantly moving,
Changing. Okay.
right? So we're gonna develop a new way to do the rankings to be a little more fair, because I was hoping to have more super showdowns and stuff where we could have ranking matches and stuff. And
Okay. Then in all fairness, we're just getting out of COVID. So I don't know what it's like in the rest of the country. Nova Scotia was pretty strict. We were locked down pretty hard. There's a bunch of underground stuff that went on and I filmed some and
yeah,
when stuff was going on, but they're like organized tournaments were few and far between here
yeah,
for a couple of
well,
years.
It was hard because the venues, like, they're gonna get charged.
No, that's right. Well,
they're not
they couldn't host us.
right? You know?
Yeah, when it's Nova
And,
Scotia, I mean,
yeah.
the weather changes every
And nobody-
4.5 minutes,
Yeah,
right? So
and if you're gonna be a rebel out there breaking the law, you think you're gonna get any sponsors, right? You know, nobody's gonna attach their name to that.
no,
right?
well,
And you can't advertise it, right? So-
HRM police department is going to attach something to you, but it's probably going to be handcuffs, right?
yeah.
Anyway, okay. So on to who's our second match for the night?
Second match is me and Vic Blinn.
That's okay. Now I understand. You got to set up your own organization if you want to get in a match.
That's right.
So you don't deserve it. You're just giving yourself a match. I'm
don't-
just kidding.
I don't deserve the belt.
Oh, hold it.
no,
Hold it. You're the champion and everything.
Yeah, oh yeah, I got the belt, baby.
You're not giving that up anyway, are you? You got a custom made belt for yourself, right?
I pulled Jacob Lee to win the belt.
I don't even know who that is.
From,
Sorry.
From Prince George.
Okay.
Trains with Dan Gallo and and those guys out there.
I actually lied. I think I just
Yeah,
watched
oh,
him at the Canadian
kid with
Nationals.
the big arm.
Yes, I just watched him at the Canadian
Speed
Nationals.
King. And
Yes.
the only reason I took the match is because I qualified and I didn't have anybody else to pull him. So I never thought I'd even slow him down, and it ended up going 5, and I got lucky and
one.
come out with the belt.
Okay, but he's not coming. So who are you pulling to here at the event here in the battle zone?
Vic Blinn.
Vic Blinn. Okay.
With the actual qualifier, the first qualifier would have been Martin Langlois, which would have been a good match, but we haven't got back in that area yet.
Because Martin was living out in BC, still living out in BC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he pulls with the Cranbrook guys, and that. But this match too was supposed to be between me and Dylan Courier.
Dylan Courier from out of New Brunswick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because he won the 701.
Okay.
We weren't having any tournaments. I said, all right, I'll give you a crack at the belt.
Okay.
Right. So I stuck to my word. I give him a crack at the belt. And but he can't make weight.
So what weight class you're pulling?
160.
You gotta be 160 or under.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he said I can't make weight. I'm like over 170. I said, well, make 165 and we're good. Right. So about a day later, I'm thinking about this. I'm like, well, I can't just change the friggin' rules for myself. Right. I'm like,
well, no, because if the weight class is 160,
yeah,
he needs to make 160.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, I can't do that. That's not fair to anybody, right? I like, why wouldn't I be able to do it for you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I said, okay. I called him back, put my tail between my legs. I called him back. I said, listen, bud. I said, you're gonna have to make 160. That's it. I explained. And he understood, right? I said, if you can't make 160, he said, we'll just pull an exhibition. Right. And so because I was quite content with that. And anyway, he said, okay, we'll see what I can do. And then he messaged me back, said he wasn't going to be able to do it. He jumped on the scale. He's 174. And he'd just come pull the tournament or whatever.
Okay.
I said, okay. So then the winner of the battle zone at the social club, the last one we did there, was Vic Blinn. He won the 160 class. So I called him, see if he won the match. He said, yeah, why not? So
sure.
So yeah, so that's how that match gets set up.
Okay. So that's our first 2 matches.
Yeah.
Who's the third match of the evening?
Third match. And this is dandy too. Because this got a story behind it.
Uh-oh.
Because since COVID, nobody's the same person there, right? Like my 195-pound champion, Joe Fox, is now 225.
Yeah.
My 225-pound champion, Phil Carty, is 195.
Okay.
So I said, hey, I got a great idea, right? And I talked to some of the guys and stuff. I said, okay, I think I make these matches happen. So I said, hold Joe Fox. And I was going to get Joe Fox and Mark McPhail to pull for the 225 belt.
Okay.
And Phil Carty and Ali Hamadia was going to pull for the
195 belt. Okay.
He is number 1 contender there also.
I hear a butt coming.
So Mark's got a little shoulder injury and stuff, and he's a little worried. He said he's going to be in top shape when
is he going to Worlds?
I'm not sure.
I don't know either. Okay.
So we had to put that match off.
Yeah.
So gave Joe a little breather. I said, listen, you can't make 195. He said, no. I said, you send the belt back. Okay. Phil Carty, Phil's going to give his 225 belt back.
Yeah.
Which he still would have fought for it in the 225s, right? But to make everything work, he would have gave his belt back. So now he's 195. He's pulling Neil Looker is
Neil Looker out of Alberta as well.
Red Deer Arm Wrestling Club, yeah,
Okay.
Alberta. And I told Joe I would set him up with a match for the belt, a good match with him for the 225 belt.
When I talked to him in Winnipeg, he was calling out BLM a couple of times and couldn't get BLM to agree to a match yet.
Well, that's the match I told him I could set up for him, or I tried to set up for him, and I haven't talked to BLM yet. So just cut this out.
We don't cut anything out. Come on.
But yeah, and Brandon's pulled with us a few times now.
Yeah.
And always wants to come out. And I remember last time I asked him about a match, and he told me like he'd love to hold all the professional belts in Canada. So because I think he had the arm elder belts at that time.
It'd be a nice lofty goal to hold all the belts all at once. I don't know if it's possible or not, but it's quite the goal.
A goal. So that may be a match he might think about in the future.
Well, I would hope so. Look, and I know BLM thinks he is, especially in Canada, if not North America, at his weight, he thinks he's the man. And I know Joe Fox does as well.
Yeah.
And Joe is willing to put it on the line, and I'd love to see that match.
Yeah.
I think that could be possibly a great matchup.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's not who we're talking about for
no
for the end of August.
So the captain at Digby,
Phil Cardy,
Digby Loaded Guns. He's already at weight. He was 194 the other morning.
Oh, sweet.
He said he's ready, good to go, and gung ho. That's Phil. He's got lots of fire in his belly.
Absolutely,
lots of energy. So
before the first match, we'll have to smack Phil around a bit to get him fired up. And
I would definitely go with Phil.
Over Neil
at a higher weight.
Okay.
Right? If his weight was higher, but at 195, I think this is going to be a brutal war. I think, I hope nobody takes anybody lightly, but, I've watched Neil and Frazier fight it out. I've watched Frazier and Phil fight it out, right arm. And I think this could be,
It's for me, it's been a few years since I saw Neil Looker actually on the table. Been a few years for me.
The same, maybe his game's a little rusty, maybe in through COVID and stuff. Maybe he's been
who knows? Look, when we saw Phil pulling Mazel Jador at your 701 series in Berwick, Rick and I were commenting afterwards, where the hell did Phil Cardy get a hit? Right? Yeah. Phil was catching before, and he was so strong that he could work his way back. He was hitting Mazel, and we were just dumbfounded at the time. Who the hell is this guy that's wearing a Phil Cardy face? Right?
Yeah, no, I know.
But I mean, I don't know at the time. Phil, you correct me if I'm wrong. It almost seemed like he knew Mazel was going to be super strong. I think it made him a little bit nervous. Yeah. So all of a sudden he was hitting.
Yeah.
And not screwing around, not playing any games. That's exactly get to work. Yeah. Is that what happened with Phil? Sure. I never talked to him about it, but that's what it looked like to us. So that's the first three matchups. So that's Phil and Neil Looker. And so what do you got for the main event for us?
Main event, actually, Phil and Neil was one of the co-main event.
That's the co-main event?
Co-main event.
Okay.
And the other event would be between the Truro Armed Assassins, Kenny Snow.
Oh, yeah.
Snowman. And
I don't know. You can call him Snowman. That's his dad's name, isn't it? Is a Snowman? I don't know.
Maybe it's Snow. Maybe it's Snowman.
Snow. Maybe he's a snow baby.
All you gotta worry is there's a snowstorm coming.
There you go. And who's Kenny going up against? He's
gonna be fighting our champion out of Grand Prairie, Alberta, Mark the Moose Gay.
Nice match.
This match has been like, we go home, Mark wins the belt, we go home, and I'm on my way home, and Mark's calling me, when's my next match? You got to do a match?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Really want to go to New Brunswick to pull down east or whatever, right? So we've had discussions over the last 2 years and trying to set something up through COVID was hell. So we gave up on that.
What is Mark weighing right now? I know he's lost a ton of weight.
He has. Mark is, I believe he told me 235.
Really?
So they're both sitting right around the same weight.
Damn. Okay.
Can't
That's
get
just,
over
I remember pictures of Mark before the weight loss. And then, and all I'd ever seen, because I don't get to see a lot of these guys that often. And I saw pictures and going like, damn, he looks good. But then when I first saw him in person out in Winnipeg, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, no,
You really have
very
changed.
Very impressed with Mark. He's really taken an interest in being a physical specimen and being the best he can be, and it's really showing in his appearance for sure.
Isn't that the truth? So, and going up against Kenny Snow, love Kenny Snow. Love watching him. His attitude at the table is great. He's really been schooled really well. Probably his mom and dad had a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
But just, and he has turned himself into a really top-notch arm wrestler here in Atlantic Canada.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, there's the super chat bell.
Woo-hoo.
Who gave us a super chat?
Our member, Nicole Miles.
Well, that's just awesome. Thanks, Nicole. We appreciate it.
We would like to challenge everyone watching to make a donation.
We you probably be watching something good on television. I know.
You are watching something good.
Just not on television. Well,
Yeah.
no, you can watch it on television if you want.
Yeah.
But we appreciate that. We appreciate the super chat, and we appreciate that challenge too. We love super chats. Give us a thumbs up on. Let's get those likes up there as well, best we can. And
Hit your subscribe button.
we got to put him on the payroll. Hold it. I'm not even on the payroll. All I know is just we keep spending money.
Yeah.
And my wife's going to make me sleep outside on the balcony soon.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's our main event.
Yeah, that's I say that's been a couple years trying to get that.
Oh,
thing
really?
going, just dates, and Mark works away, and
Is he an in and out working in a camp type of thing, type of guy? Is that what he does?
Goes out in the bush for a while. And
Okay, whatever you do, you're 6 weeks out, 2 weeks back home or something. We have a question from a viewer. Yeah,
Captain Phil.
Captain Phil. Yeah, buddy.
Can I hold both belts? Please explain. Providing I can win middleweight.
No, you cannot. The BattleZone rules are you can only hold one belt per arm. BattleZone rules are also you can only pull one weight class per pro class. One pro weight class per arm.
So I have another question pertaining to Phil. So if I weigh 195 pounds, so Phil comes, let's say he beats Neil Looker. So he has the 195 pound. So what if happens if his heavier belt was a left-handed belt, 225?
That's fine.
That's fine, as long as it's in two different weight classes.
Nope. You can have a left hand belt and a right hand belt.
Okay.
You just can't have two right hand belts.
So you're not going to let me pull the 195s and the 225s and kick everybody's ass
No,
and own this world.
that screws up my rankings.
Yeah, but as a puller, I don't care about your rankings.
Yeah,
I care about holding all the belts.
that's right. That's why I'm here. Keep you pullers in line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
so
since I'm not
make you realize that the whole world is not yours. You have to earn your spot.
Sorry, Phil. I went to bat for you, buddy.
Sorry,
but
but you had her. You had her, and you're giving it away because I couldn't pull a match together.
I was
for
going
you
to say, how
225.
long was he the champion at 225?
Over 2 years.
Well, but 2 years during
Yeah,
COVID. I don't know how
probably
much that
that's
counts,
more
but
than that.
yeah.
Because what was it? 2019. He won the tournament in Waterville. I believe it was 2019. And
I remember being to that one.
and I couldn't set anything up, especially when COVID came. People weren't vaccinated and didn't want to get vaccinated.
We don't even want to
Yeah.
get into that discussion.
So I had talked or I'd messaged Jesse Halliday, which is a great matchup, I thought, for Phil, and the 225s. And I can't think of how many
That's okay.
matches, the names I threw at Phil and things just didn't come together. So,
Well, because for the most part, Phil's down to pull anybody in his weight class. I know he doesn't want to go at 195 pounds, being pulling some 250 or 60-pound freak. I get that, but he's pretty down to pull almost anybody. He likes a challenge. So
I don't know if he was getting fed up with me or what at the end. He said, I don't care, man, whoever you throw in front of me, right here, whoever you throw in front of me.
you know what? For the most part, that's the
And
kind of
that's-
attitude that Phil
yeah.
has at the table. Just
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's our Friday night, the Super Showdowns for Friday night, just the 4 matches.
Yeah.
That starts on August 26th at what time?
8:00.
You're starting at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, we're starting at 8:00, and it should probably go till 9:30, 10.
Yeah, well, each match usually takes 20 minutes or so by the time the guys get lined up and blah, 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 all the bull that goes around getting an actual match.
Yeah.
So we take 20 minutes to see what 15 seconds of arm wrestling is what
Yeah,
it ends
yeah.
up being, right? But okay, so that takes care of Friday. And what do you got on store for us on the Saturday?
Saturday, we got a regular tournament, all our classes. We got 10 youth divisions. We got 10 amateur divisions. We got 4 masters divisions. We got, what do we got 14 pro classes.
That's like 7 right, 7 left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
4 men's, 3 women's,
Okay.
right?
And right and left hand
Yeah.
for all classes, kids, masters.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the classes are mirrored, right?
Okay.
So,
And what time are we going to start on the on the Saturday? Sorry.
what time did the weigh-in say? 9:30, 10 o'clock, something like that on
Do
Saturday.
you have the poster up, Janice? On. Oh,
For the Super Showdown, or-
is that all? I never even give you the poster for the actual tournament itself with the weight classes and everything listed. No, I may not have.
That's no big deal.
No, I'm just
Say
wondering.
9:30 till 11:30, say the weigh-ins are on Saturday, and then we start with the kids at 12 o'clock. Yeah, we start at 12 and then
And go till we're done.
with the youth.
Kids, yeah.
And then we go ladies first, all the ladies classes, and then we start with the amateurs, and then the masters and the pros.
So,
We're gonna be running 2 tables.
okay.
So hopefully, we had 124 entries at the last event in Waterville.
Jamie would like to know what's the smallest weight class, asking for a friend.
Jamie
Jamie White.
White. Okay.
160, 0 to 160.
0 to 160.
And if you weigh 0, don't bother showing up.
Anyway, our gallery over there is confirming it's 0 to 160.
Yeah, so 0 to 160.
Captain Phil is bringing the P-Man some world famous Digby stars for all the Super Showdown title competitors.
That's
Ooh,
awesome. Awesome stuff. I was talking to him the other day. He's
Phil, buddy.
like, oh, you're in there.
No. I don't eat seafood at all. So
That's why we
I'm
invited,
just
that's
teasing.
why we're invited you.
That's right. Of course, then more for you guys. I totally get it, right?
Yeah, you want
Bastards.
a little something from Phil mainly for the Western guys. But
That's
just
really
for
cool.
everybody, yeah.
No, that's really, really cool. And
that
look,
shows what kind of champions we got here. No one's good.
that's right.
Captain Phil's at sea right now. Some magic of technology.
Magic of technology.
Yes, sir.
So instead of out there working, you're sitting up in the wheelhouse watching your phone or your computer. I know.
Well, it's good to have
Smart
a
guy.
good to have a good crew, Captain.
We love you, Phil. Appreciate it, buddy. I haven't seen Phil since provincials, maybe.
Yeah,
I think it was the last time that I saw Phil.
I've talked to him a couple of times.
Yes, Nicole.
Can we just let everyone know that we're gonna extend pre-registration until Friday?
Pre-registration now, and can you give me a date on that? Today's the 15th. Tomorrow's the 15th. Go to the Wednesday, the 24th. So pre-registration for the BattleZone event is now open till August 24th.
Okay.
Speed up everything.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. So pre-registration, they just fill out a form online.
Details are on the poster. We'll make sure we share it again.
Okay, so check out the BattleZone Facebook page. That'll have all the information you need and how to get pre-registration. Anything else you need to add before we wrap up?
Oh, well,
Perry?
yeah, we should mention that we're gonna have arm sport videos there, videoing it for your publicity. I am working
I
on,
pay her to clap.
working on a little project in the background that I'm gonna get a hold of the TV company and have them there to observe on Friday night. We got great referees for great caliber matches Friday night.
So we have,
Rick Pinkney, Rob McNamara.
that's your referees for Friday night.
Friday night.
And who do you have lined up for Saturday?
Saturday be Rick and Rob and Jamie LeBlanc and Luke Frobert.
Nova Scotia, New Brunswick combination.
2 from New Brunswick, 2 from Nova Scotia.
Gotcha. So I guess that means Jamie won't be pulling in the tournament on Saturday. He's
Yeah, no,
refereeing. He
no.
won't be able to.
And he's a level 2. He gained a spot on his referee.
Oh,
and
did he
stuff,
really?
So,
Okay.
So he's gonna get a little more responsibilities at this event with doing some head referee work, starting
Nice.
matches and stuff, and especially in the youth and the amateur classes.
That makes
sure.
sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Tell everybody where this event is going to happen.
It's at the
Michelin
Sports and Social Club.
Michelin Sports and Social Club is what they call it.
Yes.
Okay, in
Waterville,
Waterville.
Nova Scotia.
And that's just outside or on the property of Michelin tire
it's-
plant, right?
yeah. It's
Okay.
on the same road. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's on their property, isn't it? You can look
Yeah.
across and see the plant.
Yeah.
Is it a field or a parking lot? We
Yeah,
look
ball
across,
field.
whatever. Ball field. Okay. I knew it was something, but the detail, I just get to the venue, set up gear, unpack, go home.
Yeah.
That's all I know. Okay. So that's August 26th and 27th. That's coming up.
Yep.
Friday night's going to be a great show with those 4 matches.
Yeah.
And everybody come to everybody that's local, come to the tournament. And even if you're not local, fly in, come to
Yeah,
the
that's-
tournament. We don't mind.
We already got people flying in.
Oh,
Everybody get on a plane.
okay. And then I believe after the tournament, don't you have entertainment
yeah,
or
we got
something?
Jim's Big Fish playing on Friday night after all the super matches.
Jim's
So
Big Fish is what?
Jim's Big Fish sounds to me like a light rock band.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
I believe I'm not sure they're related maybe somehow to some of the arm wrestlers. Jesse Watton.
This is part of Jesse Watton's family. Okay. Have either one of you heard this band before?
No, but I went on their website.
Okay.
I Googled them and listened to it. That's how I figured out it was rock.
Okay.
But yeah, no, they sound good. They're a good jam band, easy listening.
Perfect.
Have a few beers and relax and mellow out and tap your feet.
Or pack up my gear, go home and come
Yeah.
back again the next morning.
Yeah.
Right. That it? Anything else you want to, before we wrap up, anything else you need to add?
I think we're good.
We got it covered.
Except, come on out and check things out. Friday night is free to anybody to come in and watch. Let's pack the place. Support your local arm wrestlers and some title matches and have a great time. Hang out with some cool people.
Or maybe you are the cool people that are coming to
Yeah.
hang out with us goofs.
Yeah, hang out so we can hang out with some cool
That's
people.
all right.
Yeah.
That's right. There you go. All right, brother. Appreciate you coming in. and
Hey,
stopping
thanks for
by.
having me. Always fun to sit and chat with you.
See, it was a fast hour.
Yeah, it
It
was.
wasn't that bad, right?
No.
We're over an hour now. So, folks, appreciate you tuning in and joining us. We will be back again next Sunday. Our guest at that time is going to be a long time maritime arm wrestler Trevor Weatherby is going to stop by, and we're going to have a chat. That could be interesting as hell. Last week, and I apologize, the quality was just brutally bad. Last week we had Will Sardi on, and the internet and the laptop and everything just kind of all got together to let us down. It wasn't a great quality picture or sound. Will was a great guest, though. He talks really well, and he had some great stories. But so that's it for us. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you, and we'll see you all again next Sunday. And look tomorrow for main event arm wrestling number 3 at 12 o'clock noon and 2 o'clock Atlantic time as well. There'll be 2 clips coming tomorrow, so look for those.